Rise, awake, and stop not until the goal is reached, are famous and motivating words of Swami Vivekananda. Born on 12th of January 1863 on Makar Sankranti as Narendranath Dutt in an upper middle class family in Calcutta, under the citizenship of British Raj. Vishwanath Dutt, his father, was an attorney at the Calcutta High Court. He was an inspiration and a strong supporter of Narendra. The family was always into donations and services to mankind. Bhuvaneshwari Devi, the mother of Narendra, was a housewife who shaped the thinking personality of Narendra. Naren was his pet name. His mother had worshipped Shiva and Narendra was his blessing. Durga Charan Dutt, the grandfather of Narendra, was a Sanskrit and Persian scholar who had left his family at an early age of 25 and became a monk. Due to the religious background, Narendra was always interested in spirituality since his young age. He was naughty and restless as a child and played lots of pranks. His parents had difficulty in controlling him. He started reading at an early age. He was fond of Vedas, Upanishads, including other subjects like literature, history, social science, philosophy, and art. He studied the major religious texts and philosophies of both East and West, which makes him the Einstein of the spiritual world. He was trained in Indian classical music. Narendra was genius according to his principal William Hastie. Narendra had photographic memory and just had to glance at a page. He had the ability of speed learning and speed reading. He had completed his bachelor's degree in arts. At the age of 21, his father died and all the family responsibility were on Narendra's shoulders. His turning point in life began. The family saw downfall, experiencing difficulties in day-to-day life. His quest to see God increased after his father's death. Narendra started asking everyone if they have seen God. No books satisfied his quest. This is the time when he came close to Ramakrishna. In 1881, Narendra met Ramakrishna. Narendra was singing a song, listening to which Ramakrishna went into Samadhi and realized that Narendra has spiritual potential and invited him to the Dakshineshwar temple to sing. Seeing Narendra, Ramakrishna's eyes popped out. They were filled with tears of joy. He told Narendra how he was waiting for him for a long time and that he had a great spiritual mission to fulfill. Narendra felt Ramakrishna was a madman. Narendra was educated and believed in intellect, while Ramakrishna was illiterate, a God-intoxicated mystic who spoke from his heart. They were poles apart. Anybody who would have looked at the pair would have found it hard to predict that these two would have a guru-disciple relationship one day. In spite of the differences, Narendra felt a pull towards Ramakrishna and he kept coming back. As a member of Brahmo Samaj, Narendra opposed idol worship and Ramakrishna worshipped goddess Kali. Narendra gradually grew ready to renounce everything for the sake of realizing God and accepted Ramakrishna as his guru. Later, in 1885, Ramakrishna developed throat cancer. Narendra was asked to take care of other monastic disciples and in turn asked them to see Narendra as their leader. After Ramakrishna's death, his devotees and admirers stopped supporting his disciples, which accumulated unpaid rent and so had to find a new place to live. Many disciples adopted Grihastha, a family-oriented way to live life, and they returned home. Remaining raised the day-to-day by holy begging. Narendra traveled extensively in India, visiting centers of learning. He developed sympathy for the suffering and poverty of the people and resolved to uplift the nation. He left for Chicago on 13th May 1893 with the name Swami Vivekananda. Vivekananda submitted an application introducing himself as a monk. The Parliament of the World's Religion opened on 11 September 1893 at the Art Institute of Chicago as part of the World's Columbian Exposition. Vivekananda gave a brief speech representing India and Hinduism. He was initially nervous as he had not prepared the speech. He bowed to Saraswati and began his speech with Sisters and Brothers of America, for which he received 2 minutes standing ovation from the crowd by 7,000 people. Vivekananda attracted widespread attention in the press, which called him the cyclonic monk from India. He spoke several more times on topics related to Hinduism, Buddhism and harmony among religions until the parliament ended on 27th of September 1893. He toured many parts of the USA and then UK as a guest lecturing the people. He declined the academic position offered to him at Harvard University and Columbia University, since his duties would conflict with his commitment as a monk. He came across Margaret Elizabeth, an Irish social activist, teacher, author, who later was named as Sister Nivedita, who was a disciple of Hindu spiritualism. Vivekananda influenced many people. He inspired Jamshedji Tata to set up a research and education institution. To name a few more are Subhash Chandra Bose, Aurobindo Ghosh, Mahatma Gandhi, Rabindranath Tagore, Jawaharlal Nehru, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Nicholas Tesla, Annie Besant, Narendra Modi and Anna Hazare. On 4th of July 1902, he woke up early and went to the monastery at Belur Mutt and meditated for 3 hours. He taught his pupils, planned Vedic college in the Ramakrishna Mutt. And about 7 p.m. he went to his room, asking not to be disturbed. At 9:20 p.m. he left his body while meditating. According to his disciple, he attained Mahasamadhi as the blood vessel in his brain was ruptured due to opening in the crown of his head, which was reported as a possible cause of his death. He died at an early age of 39 years. He was cremated on a sandalwood funeral pyre on the bank of Ganga in Belur, opposite where Ramakrishna was cremated 16 years earlier. Vivekananda summarized the Vedanta. He has nationalism and prominent theme in his thought. He always believed that a country's future depends on its people, and so his teachings focused on human development. He emphasized that success was an outcome of focused thoughts and actions. Vivekananda had made his contribution to the new awakening of India.